Hey everyone, welcome back to the second episode of the Advocate Table. Today, we're going to be talking about contest professionalism and just all of the ins and outs. So, first, let's talk about the history of our CDs and LDs and what we've done. So, Lexi, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. I've competed in 3 CDEs. I've competed in water issues, vet, which is a one-time thing, and props to anyone who can compete in vet because I walked out after 3 or 4 hours and everything was blurry. And I've competed in co-op. Co-op is the one that I do mainly now. And I actually went to state for it last year and we got sixth in the state, and that was really fun. And LDEs I've competed in Creed, opening, closing, parliamentary procedure, impromptu, which I made it to state for, and extemporaneous. What about you, Gracie?
For LDEs, I did Creed my first year as a freshman, and I went to regions with that. By far, that's my favorite competition. Like, I loved it. And then my sophomore year, I did impromptu. And then this year, I'm doing job interview. I thought about doing prepared. I just didn't want to. I decided on job interview. And then for CDEs, if everyone knows the story of meat judging, you get it. But I did meat judging last year. Definitely not my thing. I am an LDE girl to my core. Sitting in a freezer, not being able to talk to anyone was definitely not for me. I have to talk. Like, I cannot. No. But what about you, Ella?
So, I have competed in CDEs such as BIG and co-op. Not my top 10s, but you know.
Not
For
being able to
LDs,
talk.
I am the same way as Gracie. I love my LDs. LDs have my heart. I've done Creed, impromptu, doing job interview this year. I don't know. I like the aspect of the public speaking more.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we talked about what contests we've competed in, how about we do a contest day in the life?
Yes.
So, Gracie, do you want to start this time?
Sure. Well, if we're talking field day, which that's pretty much for everyone,
Yeah.
It definitely depends on what time we have to be there, what time we're leaving, things like that. Time we gotta load up in the van. But normally, I wake up bright and early. I give myself an hour because I swear I take a lot longer even doing sometimes the same routine. So I'll get up and then I'll probably scroll for about a good 10 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. I'll do my makeup and my hair. And then after that, I kind of do all my final touches. I already have all my stuff set out. And then I put on my whole entire OD. And then sometimes my mom wants to take a picture. So that takes another 15 minutes because, yeah. And then I go to school and we load up in the vans. And we'll either go to a gas station or Dutch Bros. We love our Dutch Bros. And so I'll get a little drink. But one thing about me is I won't eat on competition days.
Same.
That's with a lot of people too, though, because I get so nervous.
Do you have a good luck drink or
A good luck drink?
a go-to drink or gas station item?
Okay, so I have 2 drinks from Dutch Bros that I get, not even just on competition days, other days too. Aftershock Rebel, so good.
So good.
And a pomegranate raspberry Rebel blended. They all have to be blended, even if it's cold outside.
Duh.
And then it's not really a good luck thing, but it kind of is. And then on my way, this is one thing that I do, is on my way to the competition, however far it is, I always make sure to bring my headphones fully charged. I put both of my headphones in, put on any playlist I'm feeling. Sometimes it's hype, sometimes it's country, sometimes it's Christian, whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And I'll give myself 20 minutes to kind of, go through what I need to do. With impromptu, it was kind of questions, thinking just in my head. And then when I get there and we're 5 minutes away from the school, I pray and I'm just okay, this is meant to be. It's meant to be. If I'm going to move on, I'm going to move on. Make sure I do my best, kind of hype myself up, I guess.
Right.
And then I get there and, of course, talk to friends, say hi to people, talk to my chapter, go to other chapters, just kind of the fun stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
So same thing. Day always starts bright and early. I usually give myself an hour and a half to 2 hours because I usually have to do my hair, and that takes a long time. So yeah, I'll wake up, and I'm one of those people, like, when my alarm goes off, my alarm goes off. I jump out of bed.
Me too.
I jump out of bed like my life depends on it. Like
I wish I could do that.
I am like that. It's
I've
really
gotten
bad.
into the habit of not looking at my phone until I'm like at my vanity, like doing my makeup, doing my hair. I don't know. I feel like it helps my mornings go faster. But anyways, I get up, brush my teeth, do all that. I put on all of my official dress except my jacket just so I can have that done, because then it makes me feel less stressed, because I'm like, okay, I'm already in what I need to be in.
Mhm.
Like, now let's take some time to look good. Let's look our best. So then I usually do my hair first, so I'll curl my hair, then I'll let my curls cool while I'm doing my makeup, and then I'll brush my curls out. I'll do my little pin back, and then we'll get up, we'll put on our jacket, and then we'll roll it. Also, while it's on the hanger, so like I can look at the back and stuff. And I would go downstairs, then I'll drive to the school, hop in the van with the squad.
With the squad.
And then
Squad.
honestly, with my chapter, like, we always go to Dutch Bros. Like,
Mhm.
it's our thing. We've only gone to Starbucks like once from what I can remember, but other than that, it's always Dutch Bros. And since my freshman year, my good luck drink, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious because because my blended blue raspberry rebel, that's the drink I got when I moved on to regionals for Creed. So ever since then, before contest, I always get I always get my blended blue raspberry rebel. And then I kind of have the same thing. Like, I always bring my headphones. I also, another superstition, I always listen to Morgan Wallen, and I'll do the same thing. Like, I'll run through what I need to, look at notes, all that fun stuff, touch up my hair, all that. And then I kind of pray just periodically throughout the day whenever I
For
kinda
sure,
feel like
for
it.
sure.
Like, kind of, it's just an open prayer throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
Right.
My
I'm
God,
just-
it's not ending.
It's,
Like,
it's the never-ending phone call. and
Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
Then same thing,
He
like,
is on speed dial.
Period.
Literally.
Yes.
for me,
yes.
I have one. I wouldn't say like superstition. I would say like, but it's what I do every single time. Like every single time I put on that blue jacket,
Mhm.
I have to do it, and it's listen to "Stay" by Rihanna, or "Good Old Days" by, I don't even know who sings it. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Or "Where'd All the Time Go" by Dr. Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 songs are, I wouldn't say like on repeat, but I have to listen to them at least twice. Each of them twice. Every single time that I'm getting ready for a comp, I'm in the van.
Why twice?
Twice. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I'll do it in the morning, like when I'm getting ready. One more time, it just like for me, it brings me back to state conference.
Okay.
Because, and then I'm like, okay, like, I'm hype.
Right.
Like, this is why I'm
Right.
here. Like, let's go.
Period.
And like "Stay" by Rihanna, I don't know it at state conference, but that song has been with me since my freshman year, since like Creed. And so I just feel like, like, you gotta play
Yeah.
a good one, you know?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Kind of the same thing. I always have to listen to Unwritten.
That's a good one.
Oh, I love that
so
song.
good. It's so good. It's so good. If you're not like screaming to that
Mhm.
song on your way to comp, what are you doing? What are you doing? I highly recommend. And comp season is coming up, so get to it.
Yep.
But then I'll get there. My chapter is kind of different every time, but usually I'm one of the only competitors in whatever I'm competing in. I don't know, it's just usually how it goes. So they'll drop me off in like my little area, do the registration and all that, and then I'm kind of just sitting there. But then I make friends with the people around me. I
Mhm.
talk to them, hang out, and then we get to the competition. And then that's where the fun starts. So yeah, what about you, Lexi?
It depends on if I'm doing a speaking contest or if I'm just doing co-op that day.
Mhm.
But my field day actually starts the night before. I'm packing my backpack. I have my
Mhm.
lip gloss, my hand sanitizer. I'm the mom of like
Oh,
my chapter.
In other chapters too.
Yeah.
Multiple
Like,
times have I
yeah.
come up for hairspray.
Everybody knows that I have hairspray. I have
Yeah.
a lint roller. I have snacks. I have 3
Mhm.
portable chargers in my backpack at all
Yep.
times.
Mhm.
I am the mom and I want to have everything prepared because I love to be prepared. As type B as I am, that's one thing I will always be type
Mhm.
A on. And so I make sure everything is packed. I always have an extra scarf. multiple extra pairs of nylons just in case anybody else needs them.
Right.
And then I go to sleep, and then I wake up the next morning after my 5th alarm. Because fun fact, I can't wake up to alarms.
Need the bomb alarm.
I actually had to download an app called Alarmy
Alarmy
for
for
comp seasons because it makes your phone ringer like, I think it's like 10 times as loud or something.
Oh, wow.
And I make it to where it's like almost sounds like a fire alarm with like mixed with a phone call kind of.
See, I would like jump out of bed and be
I
so
do.
scared for my life.
I do. Because that one I'll wake up on like at least the second round. But I
Oh,
also
the second! you sleep through the first?
sometimes.
What about the math one, dude?
But yeah, that part's also on there. So not only is it 10 times as loud, but I have it set to where I have to do like 10, not super hard, but like not super simple
2
math
plus 2,
problems.
6 plus 7, you know?
No, it's like 38 plus 17.
Oh, I'd have
Oh.
to count on my fingers.
I
and
know,
I-
I would have to pull out the calculator app.
And I only get, I think it's like 10 seconds per equation. Like I have to start typing, otherwise like it restarts.
Oh my gosh.
And if the bar runs all the way down, the alarm repeats, and then I have to start all the way over. And
I don't
there's
think-
But yeah, so I wake up and then I go and brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I come back into my room and I put on my playlist. I have a set playlist set for comp days. And so I get myself all hyped and I do my makeup and I do my hair. And then normally it's time to go within the next 20 minutes because, like I said, I don't wake up. But it's fun because I have everything ready the night before.
Right.
So I'm set. And
Right.
half the time,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I am
Exactly.
doing my makeup in the car on the way there in the van.
That's okay.
But it
Your
works.
body.
It works.
That
Right.
works.
And then I drive to my school, and like Gracie was saying, while I'm on the way there, because I like to have like a spot where it's just me and God, and I'm
Mhm.
praying on
Yeah,
the way
for
there, and
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
listening to my worship music,
Yeah.
and I'm just like very deep in prayer. I'm like, God, if you want this for me,
Mhm.
open this door, but if you don't want it for me, slam it shut. And
Right,
I do that on the way
exactly.
to every single thing.
Interviews.
Contests,
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
things that aren't FA related. I'm just like, slam this door if you don't want
Right.
to close God.
Yeah.
And so I love to have a place. I do pray like throughout the day,
Mhm.
but I also love starting my comp morning with him
Mhm.
and just being very present in him.
Yeah.
And so that way I'm
Yeah.
ready to go shine his light out in comp season.
Exactly.
Right.
And so after about 15 minutes, I arrive at my school. We all hop in the van. I am an upperclassman, so I do get shotgun every single time.
I've
It's
only-
like an unwritten rule in my chapter that the senior gets shotgun.
Oh, it's
I
like
did as a
no
junior a couple
seniors.
times too if the senior that normally called it wasn't there.
Mhm.
Because there were like a few competitions because she did floral and I do co-op. So like
Yeah.
state finals, I rode in shotgun the whole
Yeah.
way there.
Right.
And
right.
because I'm always in shotgun, I am always
DJ.
the DJ.
Duh.
Do you guys have, like you said, for you it's like the front seat? Do you guys have like do you
Yes.
have a special spot in the van? Like,
Yeah, I mean, in the van, like, for my first couple years, like, as an underclassman, I would sit in the first row back, so, like, the second row on the window. That was
Okay.
Okay.
the littiest spot because
What about-
you get leg room to go in between the
That's
driver and the
true.
passenger, but then you also get a window with a cup holder.
Right.
So it works out. Then you can put your drink there.
Because we know
and then-
those Ford vans have no
Right.
cup holders.
Right, and then I put my bag because I'll have like my Lulu bag or like a small little purse, and
Mhm.
I'll like put it on the side, and then it's like out of the way, and I
Right.
can keep it there when we get out of the van.
Right.
But now,
No.
I sat in shotgun on the way to I think sectionals in December, and I'm never going back. I'm
Gracie, what about you? Do you have like a specific spot in the van?
every single time. There was okay, so I sit all the way last row. I know it
Oh.
sounds crazy. In the van, I'm always at the end, the last row
wow.
at the right side, all the way to the right by the window.
Okay.
Because number one, I hate that I am like this, but it's just me, especially on competition days. I need to just be by myself. Like, I need to get my head in the game as well as like
Lock in.
literally lock in
Right.
and like make sure that I'm good. But once I get there, I'm everywhere. And sometimes the DJ is just not good, and it's like, okay,
That's
like
true.
you're not a good DJ. Like,
True.
Either let me be DJ or like let me sit in the back by myself.
Right.
That's why I always take song requests.
One
Me too. Yeah, me too.
time I sat somewhere else, and it was at not COLC. When we went to officer treat, And I did not like it. Like, I was like, ew, this is really gross. Because I like to be the last out of the van and the first in the van, the last out of the van.
Okay.
Anyways, go ahead, Lexi, finish.
Like I said, I'm always sitting in the front,
Mhm.
and then because that's my spot now,
Yeah.
and I love it. Like I said, I'm always the DJ. I'm always taking song requests.
Mm-hmm.
We have we started to build our own playlist, like as a co-op team. So I always start with that playlist, and we always end up adding. And then we get to the competition, and of course, I always see 10 million people that I already know. Because if you know anything about me, I can't go anywhere without seeing somebody that I
Literally.
know. We were in town yesterday, and I actually saw one of my FFA friends. And so I'm always going up to my people, and my advisors always have to reel me back in because they're like, Lexi, like, we have to go register. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, we do. I kind of forgot.
Do we though?
Wait, I kind of forgot. I saw my friend.
me. Like, let me chat.
Please hold.
Right? I'm like, so I always go up to my friends and we always catch up, and then I go and register at some point with my advisors, and then I always end up coming back, and then it's time for comp, and then while we're walking to the holding room, whether it's for co-op and we're going to the testing room or I'm going to a holding room for public speaking, I'm also praying on the way there, and then
Mhm.
while I'm in the holding room, and then once you get me in a holding room, if we're allowed to talk, I become a
yep.
chatterbox.
So while we're on the topic of holding rooms, let's talk about like how we should act in them.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so different when they're in a holding room.
Right.
It's either you're really talkative, you don't want to talk to anyone, or you're. I guess that's kind of it.
And it depends on the competition and like
For
the,
sure.
Right.
if it's a field day, everyone is in there goofing off because it's
Right.
It's less stress. It's more
Yeah.
for fun. Just
I do feel like field days are a lot less stressful.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, definitely in a holding room. Like, make sure you guys are just be yourself. That's
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I can say. Just be yourself. Everyone, they're all stressed. Like
They're all
you are
nervous.
not
Yeah.
you are not the odd one out. Everyone is going through it some way or another. And I would just say either keep to yourself or even go and make some friends. You
Do
can
it.
make really good friends, and then you have people to hang out with after you're done.
Yeah, like for me, like one story that I have is opening and closing. I've never been. This was my first year
Aw.
going and competing with my officer team.
Yeah.
And it was so different because normally when you're in a holding room, like for me with LDEs, you're with probably 15 people at max.
Yeah.
At max.
Mhm.
And then I went into our holding room with my chapter officer team, and you're with like 5 other chapters ish. And like I remember talking to a girl on my officer team, and she was like, "Okay, do we just like want to go talk to each chapter?" And I was like, "You know what? Period. Yeah, we do."
Mhm.
So like we went to all the chapters, and it was just so much fun because talking to one person is so much more different than talking to a whole entire officer team. Especially like as officers, you're obviously a lot closer than sometimes you are with your other members. And so like at opening and closing, it was so cool being like in a holding room with other like chapters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Ella's holding room opening closing was
I was-
fire.
Ours was too.
She got taken
Opening
early,
and closing.
but
Yeah,
it
we
was
were
fire.
the first ones to go, so I
Oh,
was
thought
really
you guys were
sad.
second.
Yeah, we were the
Sure.
first ones to go, but I remember getting in the holding room and seeing all other chapters in there. I was like, this is about to be
We had a
so
fire
fun.
room.
Yeah.
This is about to be like the biggest hype. It's going to be a great holding room.
It
but
was.
then unfortunately, my chapter did have to go first.
Yeah.
But
We
I
missed you guys.
remember walking out and just everyone being so supportive. Like,
yes.
hey, go! Like,
And-
you're gonna do great. You're gonna do so good. And it was really encouraging because it was just nice to see that and like just go out with that. And even if you do have your eyes on the prize, like, and you're super competitive, like, whatever happens in the room is what happens.
Exactly.
You can't change it. It's not gonna change if you say good luck or if you don't. Whatever happens in that room, that's how it's gonna stay. And
Right.
how it's gonna be. It's not gonna change because someone said good luck to you, or because you said good luck to someone else, or you didn't, or someone didn't say it to you. It's just on you.
Right.
So you're not gonna ruin your chances. You're not gonna ruin the day. And you're just
yeah.
being kind. It's just
Right.
it feels good to be kind.
There's been a couple holding rooms that I've been a part of where, and I love this because it just felt like we were all hyping each other up. But like I said, I've been in a couple holding rooms where every time somebody's name got called to go in next, we started clapping for them.
Right. Yep.
I've been a part of a couple holding rooms that did that. We did it at regional impromptu and
Mhm.
state impromptu, and I think there was one more, and I just can't remember what it was. But I've never been a part of a holding room like that. And the first time I experienced it, I felt more confident going in.
Uh-huh.
And talking with the other people, because we had to come back out and we all had to like sit together at regional impromptu. I remember I was actually sitting with Arya and we were talking about it. We were talking about how sweet everyone was in there and just how we felt so much more confident going in because everybody was nice.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel more confident going in, being nice to others, but it also makes them feel confident going in because you never know when it's somebody's first time competing ever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And you telling them good job and I'm so proud of you and how did it go could make them come back or it
Yeah.
could make them never want to do FFA again. And I think having those small interactions in a holding room really does change the game for a lot of people and why they're
Most of the time, it's a teacher's classroom. And I've been in multiple holding rooms where multiple members sometimes take advantage that there is no teacher, I would say. So I feel like another thing that I definitely do is I try to respect the area I'm around.
Yeah.
So if the chairs are up when I come in, when I leave, the chair's going back up on the table.
Right.
Or like erasing the whiteboard. Or
Right.
not touching
Yeah.
anything that you
Not sitting in the teacher's chair.
Exactly.
Right.
Not going
Moving
through the
books
stuff,
around,
like,
right, not going to
it's-
the cabinet.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think
Taking
it's
pencils.
respecting, because that teacher may or may not know that their classroom is
Yeah.
being used for
Right.
something,
Mhm.
and like that's not
And
your-
With a
Sometimes
bunch
all
of
you need to-
rambunctious kids.
yeah.
Right. Sometimes all you need to do is ask a room holder, hey, can
Yeah.
we use this? And
Right.
they'll tell you
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
yes or not, because most of them are teachers.
It's just
Yeah.
kind of like a respect boundary
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
What's a good way to make a lasting impression? Because you meet so many new people at competitions,
Yeah.
especially advisors. Like, how can you make a good first impression?
I think for me personally, it's walking into the room, and there's a really fine line when it comes to this, but acting like you own it.
Mhm.
Because there's a fine line between acting like you own it and acting cocky.
Right.
But one thing I always try to do, and I still try to do it in my everyday life, is posture. About myself,
Yeah.
meeting people, eye contact. I mean, Ella can talk about this because Ella's one of the best people that I've ever met when it comes to meeting people. Eye contact, that firm handshake. Ella knows what I'm talking about. But also, like, being genuine, because
I think another big thing is smile. I know
Yeah.
sometimes I can have a not nice looking face,
Agreed.
and it
Agreed.
definitely can just draws people away because they're like,
Mhm.
oh, she looks mean, she doesn't want to talk to me, like she's
Yeah.
in a bad mood, all of that. So just trying to have like a smile or like
Mhm.
just like a soft face, and 100% like the eye contact and the firm handshake essential. Eye contact is so
It's
overlooked,
so-
I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when you're talking to adults, like the eye contact is vital because it's just so respectful and it shows that you're engaged. And also another like big thing that I've had to work on is not zoning out during conversations,
So bad.
because I've realized during my sophomore year, I think it was at I think Arbuckle Field Day, I was like talking to so many people, but I was realizing that I was kind of zoning out during the conversation,
Mhm.
so I didn't really know how to respond. So I would just do the uh-huh
It's like that awkward
Yeah, for
smile
sure.
when you don't hear
right
Right.
right, or you're like
Oh,
what
yeah.
what
them.
what so just, and especially when, don't be scared to talk to people.
Yeah.
People are there and they want to engage, especially the members. Like, talk to as many members as you can, because that's how you're going to build the amazing connections in this organization. Like, I mean, Lexi is a professional at this, and she has
Agreed.
so many friends now. I mean, do you want to talk about it and like your tips and tricks?
I mean, I'm a very social person.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows me knows that I love talking and
Mhm.
I never stop talking. You can ask any of my teachers at school. I don't know. I just love getting to meet new people and hearing people's stories. Because as a person who also didn't grow up in agriculture,
Yeah.
it's amazing getting to listen to those people who did and who also did it.
Yeah.
And like seeing how everybody has their own unique story
Mhm.
and style of how they do things and what they like in FFA and what they haven't been a fan of and how they've grown. Like, it's just amazing to hear about. And it just fascinates me. And I just love getting to meet new people.
Mhm.
And I think what you guys mentioned about leaving a lasting impression, you guys stole most of my things. Handshakes, eye contact, make sure you're listening. But when we're like talking about in an actual public speaking room, all of those as well. But also some things I would add is don't fidget with your hands. One tip I was taught when I was fidgeting was to move your toes, because they can't see your feet because you're either in heels or you're in dress shoes. And so they can't see your toes. And so if you're like wiggling your toes instead of your fingers, they can't notice it, but you're still kind of getting your jitters out.
Yeah.
So I've done that a couple times. Another thing I would say is fluctuation in your voice. Because there's a difference between saying a sentence monotone and saying a sentence with fluctuation and enjoyment in your voice. Like you want to be there.
Yeah.
And like you said, walk in, owning the room, fix your posture, walk in kind of like a model. That sounds weird, but walk in kind of like a model is kind of how I explain it to people. Walk in like you're a model because then you're going to get that confidence boost.
Yeah.
And I think that helps leaving a lasting impression when you're in a contest room. Handshake before, handshake after. Of course, look at the room, see how far away they are, see what's going to work best for you in that room, because sometimes there's a bunch of desks and it just doesn't even work.
Yeah.
But if they're close, go give them a handshake, thank them on their way out. Even sometimes making a judge laugh, to be honest.
Yes. Like, see, I know you talk about your mom bag and like having all of that stuff together before the competition days. What is in your mom bag? I know you talked about a few things, but snacks wise, drinks wise, what are you bringing to a very long competition day?
Okay, well, I always have extra nylons, like I said. I always have 3 portable chargers. I always have a bunch of snacks. Snacks that I always keep in there are things like That's It bars. I always have some kind of Cheez-It. My favorite are the Cheez-It Snapped. There's some granola bars, some gum, just like a variety of things. Really just whatever snacks I have at home at that point. And I also always have my water bottle. I typically have my computer just in case I need to do some work on the way there to the competition or on the way back, or if somebody else needs it.
So I normally only bring a Lulu bag, but I'm hoping to change that this competition season, especially since I got a MacBook. And in my Lulu bag, of course, got my phone, my chargers, my AirPods. Sometimes I'll forget to charge my portable charger. I'll have probably some extra cash. Sometimes people like to go get ice cream afterwards if we win. You know how it is. Also, my cards, things like that. Extra bobby pins sometimes. Yeah. What about you, Ella? What do you have in your bag?
I always have my gum. It's my favorite thing in the world. Extra spearmint, the best.
Sponsor
you
her.
cannot convince me otherwise. Spearmint
So
is
good.
the best. And then I always have one lip gloss. Usually the Laneige in it's the pink one. It's the pink one. I forgot what it's called.
The berry one.
Yes.
That one's
So you said that you don't keep anything in your jacket.
No.
I don't know if like a lot of people do. I keep,
not even like a lip gloss.
No.
I
nothing.
keep like
I have to.
memories. Like another I think I talked about it last podcast episode. I have like my little Y on a card.
Yeah.
I keep that in there. Like we had to do some officer, I wouldn't say like training,
Mhm.
but the past chapter officers helped us out last year, and we had to do this little card of just like a reason why do we do this, things like that. I keep that in there. I have my first sticker that I ever got
Aw.
from my first competition. It's in my FFA jacket. And then I have just like random things, because at like nationals and at state conference, they'll just like, oh, do you want a piece of paper? And it's like some random college that I
Yeah.
probably won't ever go to. And it's like, and yeah, I do.
Actually, thinking of it now, I do have a tiny duck that I got at RLC, and it's been in my jacket ever since.
That's so sweet.
And then I
love
have pins in my regional jacket that once my year of service is up, I'm gonna put in my regular jacket.
Uh-huh.
But for now, it's in my regional jacket. But then it'll go in my regular jacket.
Yeah.
So,
I love having meaningful stuff in my jacket.
Yeah.
Like for example, I have a letter that actually your sister wrote me for state impromptu
Aw.
in my regular chapter jacket. I actually keep the things that are like I got in those jackets because I have 3 different jackets. I have my middle school jacket, I have my high school jacket, and I have my regional jacket. So my regional jacket, I have a little token that Josh gave us because he was our regional mentor. And so I have different things that people wrote me throughout the year.
Uh-huh.
And those are in my jacket for the region. I have some pins. I have a note that my middle school advisor wrote me in my middle school jacket. And then my high school jacket, I have that note that your sister wrote me for state impromptu, and then I have another note that somebody wrote me, and I just have a couple like little like knickknacks notes
Yeah.
in there that they have to stay in there.
Mhm.
For example, all of my co-op team, we each have these, I think they're bees. Yeah, they're little bees, and we each have one, and they stay in our jackets.
That's
Aw.